Hi guys, I'm here to share with you today the moment I knew that I was doing something wrong in life. And the reason I say that is because I recently wrote a book. In fact, I have it right here, and it's called Sexy Rich Body. And why I wrote this book is because obviously at some point in my life, I did not feel so great. Oops. I did not feel so great about my body. I was a little bit, I don't know if overweight is the right word, but maybe I was overweight. I was definitely inflamed, definitely bloated. I definitely looked like I could be pregnant. Because like my arms and everything were relatively skinny, but I had like a protruded stomach. And I didn't know what it was. In fact, I didn't think that there was a life without that because all I had known was having this little pooch here. In fact, I still kind of do sometimes, but I had this little pooch and I didn't know what was going on. I, and, I had had it for so many years. And it wasn't until I had finally moved to Miami and I met someone along the way, and this person basically pointed out the fact that, like, hey, I think there's something wrong with your food. And I'm like, how so? And he's like, well, whenever I eat your food, I feel really bloated. Like something's wrong with my stomach. I normally have a six pack abs, and now I look pregnant as a man. There's something wrong with your food. I'm like, I don't think so. No, you're just making this up. And we decided to experiment. We experimented with lowering the salt and also switching out the oil and potentially using less of it. So I did that. And within one weekend, all this inflammation from my body literally just like went away. This bloated stomach that I had was gone in just a matter of one weekend. And I'm like, wait, I have not looked like this, and I don't even know when was the last time I looked like this. I thought I was just maybe on the bigger side, but what I came to find out was I didn't necessarily have all this fat right here. Actually, a lot of it was just inflammation and bloating. And literally, it just took cleaning up my diet for about a weekend to see the results just from eating clean. And I was like, holy shit. How did I not know this? You're telling me I can be skinny like right now? Like I don't have to go through all this diet and exercise. I could look skinny today. And from that point forward, it really woke me up out of whatever funk I was in. It just gave me actually so much hope that there's a whole other life out there. And seeing those instant results, I think really catapulted everything for me. From that point forward, I was like really hands-on and really meticulous and paying attention to what I was eating. And then came the experiments, like trying this and trying that, seeing what worked, what didn't. And of course, from that point forward, it became almost like a 3-year journey for me. And after the trials and errors and the tribulations, and then seeing the success, and then seeing myself drop 1 pound, and then next month I dropped another pound, and then another, and then another. And all of this, by the way, has been documented on my Instagram page. I literally took a picture of the scale every month that I had normalized a new pound lost. So I went from, I think I really, really started tracking it in September of, I think it was 22, I want to say. I think that's when I really started to see the results because I shed like 4 pounds. almost right off the bat. And then it was like about a pound, sometimes 2 pounds. Once I really cracked the code, it was about a pound to 2 pounds per month that I was losing until I got down to my ultimate dream weight, which at the time was 115. And I could not believe my eyes. Like, I could not believe that I was seeing the weight just drop off because I literally cracked the code for myself. I cracked the code of like how much I need to eat, what needs to be cut out, and it's not adding anything to my life. And I basically found that sweet spot, like that caloric deficit where I'm totally satiated, I'm full, I'm eating super clean, I'm healthy, I'm enjoying myself. And at the same time, I can still do all of that. I'm not starving. I'm not hungry at all. I feel great. And I'm still coming in at a caloric deficit. And that's why that's really what it is. That's cracking the code, is figuring out what's that number, what is that mix of foods that you can eat and feel satiated and full and satisfied while also coming in at a caloric deficit. And once I figured that out for myself, I mean, it was just like clockwork. Boom, 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 boom. The weight just like was melting and melting and melting and melting. And finally, I got to my dream weight and then, kept going a little bit more. And I think I plateaued at around like one, 110, 111, 112 was like my baseline where it just felt like, okay, I feel like if I go too much, I'm like kind of feeling deprived. So I think 112 was like the good number for me. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is that's what made me realize that I was doing something wrong this whole time. I was sneaking in unnecessary calories. I know what the culprits were. I mean, I can tell you, I was putting way too much oil into my food. I was like pre-frying onions to add to my food. Like I was freezing them and, taking like a few scoops at a time to put in my food so that it would save me time when I was like cooking. So it was like a thing that I would make ahead and then use in my cooking to make it taste good and all of that. And like, guess what? My food still tastes good. I don't do that anymore. I don't need to. Cooking is still super easy to do. It's a piece of cake, and I'm not consuming all those sneaky hidden calories. That was definitely keeping me inflamed and bloated and adding in extra calories where I did not need them. So, if you are not where you want to be, diet is like number one. It's everything. And if you are eating really clean, which I would bet that you're probably not, but even if you think you are, which I did, I thought I was eating very clean. It's probably because you are sneaking in calories that you don't even know you're doing. So, it for me, it took someone else looking at my diet and getting really honest with me and telling me like, "Hey, I think you're doing something. Something's not right. Something's a little bit off." And I go into great detail in my book from start to finish exactly what I did, what things to look out for. So I go into a diet that pretty much anyone should adopt, no matter what your personal diet is, whether you are vegetarian or vegan or you're a eater or a carnivore or whatever it may be. This is more like general advice that can apply to most people because I don't necessarily tell you, like, oh, you have to do a carnivore diet or you have to do, there's no have to in my world. You don't have to do anything. And that's why this is so sustainable because you're supposed to ebb and flow. You're supposed to have wins and losses and it's a journey, right? It's never just like a straight line. Like you're going to have zigs and zags. Like it's just going to go up and down. And that's the whole point. Is like you're not supposed to beat yourself up over this, okay? I wrote this book. I do not eat processed foods. usually. But can I show you something? Look, I have pastries that I bought. It was a splurge, like, diet wise, not money wise. It was a splurge for me to go and do something like that. I don't typically do that, but I'm also not beating myself up over it. I'm not like sitting here crying and hiding in the corner of like, why did I do this thing? Like, no, I know that in life there are going to be deviations from the plan, but that is part of the plan. We plan for that. We plan for the deviations. We plan for the vacations and the days where like you want to go off track, and we know that that's coming. I haven't been super, super clean with my diet the past few months because, like, I'm on a different season of life, let's call it. I'm on a program, a bulking program. So I'm kind of letting myself explore or venture a little bit because I know that in a few weeks this program is going to be done and I'm going to be right back to, really tracking, really monitoring, being super careful. But all of that to say that even the ups and downs are all part of the program. But the most important thing is that basically to know that if you are not seeing any results at all, there's probably something that you're doing wrong. And you should probably look into it. You can always like reach out if you ever have any questions, and definitely pick up a copy of this book because this book could potentially point out certain areas that maybe you're not considering and certain things that you could do that can give you that edge without more exercise necessarily, without more dieting necessarily. There could be other little things that you can do, like mindset work and meditation and breathing and affirmations and just some spiritual woo-woo things that you can do and add and incorporate into your lifestyle that maybe you didn't think of before. Anyway, so that is today's video. I'm off to go and get a facial right now, so I have to keep this one super short. But again, as always, let me know if you ever have any questions. You can go ahead and comment them below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Mwah. Love you.